Yes, this is Beyond the Lane, the show that gives the Tottenham fans what they deserve: honesty. I'm Nige from Pure Coys TV, joined by the Spurs DANalyst, and together we will break down what's really going on at Tottenham Hotspur. We have two very special guests with us tonight. Of course, I don't seem to string without them. They are like my right-hand men. It is the Two Marks from the Two Marks Show. How you doing, guys?
All good, Nige. I was waiting for the boss to speak. All good, Nige. Evening, Dan, brother. Big up the chat. All is very good. Looking forward to this.
You okay, Kat?
Yeah, big up everyone in the chat. Lovely to be here. Thanks for inviting me on, chaps. And yeah, I was waiting for the technical director to speak, but it never happened. So, well, it did, but late on. But yeah, I'm great, man. Looking forward to the show. Looking forward to it.
Good. And Dan, how are you, mate? Bit unusual tonight. You're not hosting. You've handed the reins to me. So maybe you can speak a little bit more and give us how you really feel. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm good. Cheers, Nige. Hope you're good, man. Big up Cookie, big up Sheriff, big up chat. Welcome everyone to the show. We're going to have a great show tonight. Looking forward to it. Lots to get into, guys.
We have indeed. Guys, before we get into it, please do us an absolute favour. Like and subscribe to all the channels. The DANalyst channel is pinned and the Two Mark Shows channel is up there too. So please subscribe to everyone. Really would appreciate it. And like the stream because it helps the algorithm apparently pushes us out to more people who might not see us otherwise. Let's say hello to people in the chat before we get going. Dan, I bet you feel redundant, don't you? I bet you like...
It's
I
a
don't
bit
know what to say.
strange. It's a bit
Oh,
strange.
nothing
It's fine.
impressive. What's going on?
No, I like it. I like it. So it makes a change, eh? We're going to do this, guys. We're going to alternate hosting now every week. So next week I'll be hosting, and then the week after Nige will be. So yeah, a bit different this season, but all good.
Yeah. Absolutely. Paul Shark's in the house. Evening, Paul Shark. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, mate.
This is the link for the Spurs DANalyst. Get over and subscribe to his channel. And this is a link for the Two Mark Show. Let's go and subscribe to them as well. Pushing 600. Kev's in the house. Big up, Kev.
Four needed.
Or need, yeah, 4 more subs. Let's get them to 4 more subs tonight if we can. Kev's in the house. Big up, Kev. Big up, Mike. Big up, buddy. Hope you're well. Big up, Jeff.
Big up, Jeff.
Mark Army's in the house. Big up, Mark.
Yeah, Mark Army.
Big up, Paul. Hope you're well, mate.
Cool.
The Spurs DANalyst is in the house. Andy's in the house. Big up, Andy.
Big up, mate.
And Andrew Gregory as well. Big up, mate.
Big up, mate.
David Hills. Big up, David.
Big up.
Shorts is in. Big up, mate.
Big up.
Leighton is in the house. Rangers 2-0 down already after 6 minutes. Wow.
They're playing the Kazakhstan league winners, I think.
Oh, were they? I don't know.
I think so.
Are they away from home?
I will check.
Okay. Paul Brown's in the house. Evening, Paul. Milton, big up, mate. I hope you're well.
Milts.
And TTID, good evening, Yidos. Evening, mate. I hope you're well. Leighton saying they are home. Guys,
big up, everyone.
Let's get let's get into the chat. And obviously, we haven't really, I don't think as a group, we've really spoken about Tottenham, Ange Postecoglou going, of course, Thomas Frank coming in. How do we feel? How do we feel now Ange is gone and Frank is in? Guys, just let me know briefly just how you're feeling about Thomas Frank and what he can achieve at Spurs.
I'll go. I don't mind. Do you want me to go first? I'll go first.
Yeah, go for it.
Ange won us a trophy, but he was crap in the league. It's as simple as that. He had to go. We were screaming for a coach. A coach has come in, and all I can say is back the manager because he's shown you in 2 games what's possible with the players that we've got. If we add to them players with first-team players that are coming in to improve the squad, we will be on a winner. That simple.
Well, I'll go next. Ange is gone. He delivered that trophy, which we're very happy with. But at the end of the day, we're absolutely shocking. We were a disgrace last season in the league, and he had to go. He had to go. We've already seen straight away what Frank can do. First couple of competitive games, he adjusts, doesn't he? Adapts to the opposition, which Ange just did not do overall, did he? I know he did at the end in the Europa League. But yeah, we need a better manager, a flexible manager, a manager who's going to improve players, going to coach players, and this is what we need. And Frank he's made a good start. A lot of work to do still. Transfer window work needs to be completed as well to give him the tools what he needs for the season and help this team and give the fans what they want. Yeah, we want talent coming in to the side. I'm sure we'll talk about Eze soon. Links of Savinho. I mean, I don't know. We're linked to another winger. But what I'm going to say is that the club now, right, they've got to go all out, right? It's no point going half. If they're going to get in Eze, they need to go in and get the winger as well. Yeah, really show us that they're serious and they are changing. But back to Frank. Good start so far. Obviously, he's got a lot of work to do. He's going to be a tough old season ahead. It's not going to be a stroll every week like it was against Burnley. But yeah, a good start, 3-0. We take it and we move on to the next one.
Mm-hmm. Right, now. Right, Ange. I don't want to upset anybody, but Ange is the worst manager I've ever seen at Tottenham. No beating about the bush. He was. Dreadful. Dreadful. Yes, he won us a cup. Eternally grateful. But how can you win a European trophy and lose 22 games in one season? There was no flexibility. We played one way every week. And we've already seen with Frank, the game against PSG, 5 at the back. And my belief is we'll go 5 at the back Saturday as well. I know I'm jumping the gun, moving on to Saturday's game, but I believe that's what he'll do. He'll mix it up. He will analyse the opposition. He thinks, we might be in for a rough road here, put 5 at the back. And how good does the defence look now? How solid do our defence look? Just with a bit of coaching. Just with a little bit of coaching. And say, right, this is what you got to do. You got to be in the right positions. Andrew's never going to stay here. Never. The man, well, that's it. I've had my say before I start ranting.
I think we've kind of all had our fill with Ange, haven't we? And it's been nice over the last couple of weeks not to talk about it. So I apologise for bringing him back up again. That will be the last time we ever talk about our last.
What about you, Nige, mate? You didn't say what you thought.
Well, Ange wasn't great, was he? He was poor, and it was hard work last season. Having a YouTube channel, supporting Spurs, having to put content out every week, every day when we're losing games. I'm just really excited to see what Frank can offer. I think, as you've all said already, within a couple of games, we look a totally different side. Players that I wanted out last season. I'm not saying they're, the finished article now, but I'm suddenly looking at them thinking, actually, they look half decent now. Players like Saar, players that in the summer I wouldn't have been fussed if Saar was sold. But in pre-season and the first 2 games, obviously the Super Cup and the first league game, I'm not actually, if he keeps playing the way he is, he could be one of the first names on the team sheet. So I think he's been brilliant. So already with a proper coach, we look so much better. So much better. Let's see what other people are saying. Dave saying, Eze expected to play Thursday night in the European game, and that's what's been said on TalkSport. I'm not sure that he is, I got a feeling it might be done tomorrow. We will get to Eze. Let's talk about the game Saturday against Burnley. Obviously, at home, the team come out. I'm going to bring the team up now. Were you surprised, by the team? This is the team as it came up. Anyone can go. Let me know what you thought about the team when you first saw it.
I can go first again. Yeah, no worries. I was a bit worried, to be honest with you, because I know we was against different opposition, against PSG, strong team, but after seeing that 3/5 at the back, whatever you want to call it, and interchanging with 2 sitting in front. I just think we looked so much better. Then we got to the Burnley game. Paulinho and Bentancur are not in. I understand why. I understand what he's done. I think he's took his chances and thought, I can put these 3 in and beat Burnley. Right? And if that means I can get a rest into the others before next weekend, and I expect Bentancur and Paulinho to play on Saturday lunchtime. He got away. To say he got away with it's not the right word, not the right terminology. But he's put the youngsters in, very young. Burnley had a few chances in the first half. The gaps between centre-back and our midfield, where we only had one, the gaps were a lot bigger. Luckily for us, Burnley didn't exploit it. And like I say, they did pretty well. as well as to be expected, but there was nothing mind-blowing. We got the result, 3-0, happy days, and we move on, and they've had a bit of experience.
Absolutely. Sheriff, what do you think?
Yeah, exactly what Mark's saying. You know, I mean, it was a risk. Bergvall, Gray, and Sarr, what have they got a combined age of? Less than 40? Less than 60, sorry. Then are they 20 each, more or less? So there might be 60 then, between them, between the three of them.
Whichever, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but like, you notice the game changed when we took two of them off and brought Polina on. You know what I mean? Completely changed. Yes, it was a risk, but I think Frank's very clever. He'll weigh up the opposition. He'll see what strengths and weaknesses they got, and he will adapt. And as Mark said, if Bentancur and Polina are not starting Saturday, I'll be very, very, very surprised. Because I reckon he'd give them a rest. Or certainly, when did both of them come on? Certainly in the second half, wasn't it? Or at half time?
Gray went off 71 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, well, there we go.
So,
yeah. So, you know, so whoever come on for him probably put 20, 25 minutes, you know? So he's very clever. He will rotate the team because we were at home as well. Because we were at home. This is what we got to get back to. All right, Burnley aren't the strongest opposition. This is what we got to get back to. Make the lane a bloody fortress again.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
None of this losing 12 games at home. You know, whatever we did last year. It's nonsense. You know, he's very clever.
So my take on it, I think it was a special performance from Kudus, right? The reason we brought a winger like that in is to create that wing play, right? Which we haven't seen enough the last few years. Fantastic play from Kudus, set up them goals. But we have to praise Richarlison as well for his 2 goals. Yeah, well taken goals. And Burnley, they gave it a go, really. They didn't just sit back. They tried to press us. And look, we're just better than Burnley, aren't we? Man to man. We scored some good goals. I think I weren't happy with the kind of the play we gave up Burnley. I mean, they did have some chances, although the possession stats show that we dominated. I just think we were a bit loose sometimes. We weren't on it. Some of the players weren't on it. We gave the ball away a bit unnecessarily. Romero wasn't his best, but, it was a good start. Good start, 3-0. I think, Burnley, we should be beating Burnley, guys, right? It's a home win. It's a must win against Burnley. We must beat them, and I think we deserved it. And we kind of overpowered them in the end with the better quality. Johnson scored a good goal. Great pressing from Sarr. But again, I don't know, because I've been trying to think if weren't we completely dominant because of missing those 2 midfielders? Or was it because of some tactics from Parker? Probably a bit of both, right? I mean, Frank obviously made that decision to throw in Bergvall and Gray and obviously give their lads a rest from the midweek game. And he probably just thought, look, we're playing Burnley, we're going to have all the ball, all the possession. If there's any game I'm going to play these 2 lads together, was against a team, a promoted team like Burnley. So I understood it. We managed to get through the match. And it was a 3-0. Great start to Frank's career at Spurs. And Richarlison again, look, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I know a lot of people are getting carried away with Richarlison. It's one game. It's against Burnley. Let's see if he can keep it up throughout the season. Let's see if he can stay fit. And but you got to enjoy the aspects of that performance, especially Sarr as well. He's done really well the last 2 games against PSG, against Burnley. We do lack that creative midfielder, which Eze hopefully is going to solve that. And look, it's a completely different game against City, which we'll get onto. But it's good to see that Frank wants to attack. He's got different tactics. If you really go look into that game, there's all sorts of different tactics Frank's used. The centre backs, they kind of spread out across the pitch. Vicario joined them. kind of like a third centre back. We stretched the pitch out, and it was a good performance, and great start to Frank reign at Spurs. Yeah.
Let's talk about Richarlison. We've mentioned him, and listen, he scored a couple of goals. Both of them, in my opinion, both goals were really well taken. Second one especially, but the first one too, really good finish. Do we think under Frank that if this guy can stay fit, and it is a big if because he's injured constantly, for me, he definitely looks like he's lost a bit of weight. He looks trimmer. He looks sharper. And listen, it is one game, so I'm not getting excited. But do you think maybe Frank can get the best out of him? We might see a striker that could possibly hit 20 goals. I mean, he's never hit 20 goals in his career in the Premier League. But do you think this season, I mean, with the likes of Eze, with the likes of Kudus, maybe a left winger, if he's going to be our main man, and that's another question, do you think he can score 20 goals, or do you think he should score 20 goals?
Look, Nige, I don't know. It's too early. I mean, it's very clear that Frank improves players, right? That's what he's known for, improving players, making players better. And the hope is that he can make Richarlison better. I don't know. I think it's too early. I think I want to see him in more games. Got to judge like maybe after 15 games to see what goals he's scored, his performances. I think it's too early to kind of decide, is he going to be the man who's going to score those 20 goals? He's never done it. His injury record, it is what it is. But, you've got to back him. He's a Spurs player. You want him to do well. We spent a lot of money on him, and he just hasn't given us the goals and that we expected from spending that amount of money on the striker. Same with Solanke. So I'm a little bit. I'm going to judge that in a few months to see how he's performing week in, week out, and also against better sides as well. But when you've got the likes of Kudus and possibly Eze in the side, and if we get that left winger, there'll be plenty of chances for him. And let's see how he gets on.
Exactly, guys. Do you think the same?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, at the end of the day, like I said before, we're lumbered with Solanke. Whatever you might think of him, he ain't going anywhere. Right, doesn't look like Richie's going anywhere now either. It's a case of that, like Dan just said, if Eze gets sorted, they get a left winger, just to put those three names up there, whoever they might be, they're going to be proper attacking players. You've got Kudus, you've got Eze, and one other. If they can't deliver enough service for Richie to get 20 goals this season, then he's got to go and sell the pair of them at the end of the season. You know what I mean? So the time has come now. Levy's getting his hand in his pocket. He needs to carry on doing it for the next 12 days, 13 days, whatever it is. Get Eze done, get a left winger in, and possibly one other, if we can. But whether that happens or not, because what we're looking at the moment is you'll put the team up on the screen and the 11 looks great. You'll go, wow, look at that. Yeah. And then as soon as a couple of them get injured, we're back to square one again. That's what bothers me more. And I know you can't do it all in one window. Yeah. If we get Eze and we get a winger, we've signed 1, 2, 3, 5, haven't we then? In one window, Danzo, Tell, who else was there?
Taki.
Yeah, anyway, 4 or 5. So you're looking at that. I think that's not bad if they're all first teamers or coming in to do a job, what Frank needs. Like Danzo, he might not play every game, but I think he'll be very, very important when we play 3 centre-halves, So, yeah, just let's keep it the way it's going. Get Eze in, get the left winger in, whoever it may be. And if that's it for the window, so be it. And then January, go and get another one in. Show your intent in January. Go and get one more. And next summer, go again. Go and get another 3 or 4.
That Richarlison performance at the weekend was just what you want from your striker, right? 2 goals. Yeah. He was involved in the 3rd goal. Great hold-up play. He had a fantastic performance. And that 2nd goal, what a goal, guys, eh? Yeah. What a goal.
Have you noticed, though, with Richarlison, he's always all right when he ain't got the time to think about things. If a ball comes at him quickly and he's got no time to think or make decisions, it will go in. It's like, I'm sure I said this on one of our shows, or might have been on yours, Nigel, wherever I was. Who would you prefer going running on one with the keeper, Son or Richarlison? You know, there's no competition. You'd have Sonny every day. When Richie ain't got to think about things, 8 times out of 10 it goes in the net. You know, it's when he's got that little bit of thinking time, he sort of has brain farts and messes up. But both of those were real instinctive finishes. Both of them.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Confidence, isn't it, guys? You know,
Yeah.
when the strikers playing with confidence, scoring goals, puts on a bit of a run. You know, they thrive off that, don't they? He's not a clinical striker. He never has been, right? So, you know, how old is he now, Richarlison? Anyone know?
There's a question.
What,
Let us know in the chat.
Was he 26, something like that? 25, 26, maybe?
Yeah, Google it. He's got to be delivering, you know. And if he doesn't, then, you know, look, we all know, everybody watching, you know, everyone on the panel, we all know that we do need a top striker if we really want to push on. Yeah, we need it.
Yeah, but 28 years.
28, yeah. Wow. So he's hitting his prime years now. So he's got to be delivering what we need. And then you've got Solanke as well. So you've got two of them, which we're, you know, the fan base are not convinced by. So two of them to battle it out for that, you know, first spot. But look, you know, let's see how it goes. They're here. I don't think we're signing another striker in this window. So look, we just have to hope that he can provide the goals that we need. And yeah, hopefully that performance on Saturday continues. Just see how he gets on against City away.
Yeah, and as I always say, his best ability will be availability.
Yeah.
I love that saying, Sheriff.
Yeah.
Hasbro puts up a really good comment here. Richie 15, Solanke 15. If they can do that between them, 15 each, that's 30 goals. And then your Kuduses, your Johnsons, your whoever's left wing, your Eze's hopefully can score 9-10 goals as well. We're in for a good season, aren't we?
Johnson will get 20.
Johnson won't even get in. Don't worry about that, Sheriff. You won't see him this season.
So I felt that.
2 hopes of that, and one called Bob. Jeez,
that was right in the kidney, mate. That was right in the kidney. I felt that.
How can you? Oh no, I'm not going there. Come on, man. We'll
You're going to go off again,
because otherwise,
right in the kidney.
I thought you sorted that out the other night, guys.
Well, no, we didn't sort it out. We had a few words about it. I let Sheriff think he was winning, but he knows he weren't really. Do you know what I mean? That's how it was.
Let's quickly talk about Kudus and then we'll move on to other things. Because we'll talk about Kudus and then we'll talk about maybe who we think maybe didn't play as well, or maybe someone we were concerned about. Kudus, impressed? What a great debut. You know, I think we're only going to get better from him as well, aren't we?
It's crap, isn't he, Nige?
Rubbish, isn't he? Yeah.
Absolute swaddle, isn't he? Hey, what a player, mate. What a player. I've told everyone, I'll say it again for anyone who's watching, hasn't heard it. This geezer, right, as long as he's got that confidence, that arm round him, and Spurs are doing well, right, this geezer will light up the lane more weeks often than not. He is some player. And honestly, right, it's just... I look at him, right, and not only do I admire his skill and his technical ability and his hard work and sticking his shoulder in, great upper body strength, I just love it when he takes a piss. Sorry for swearing, but he's done it a couple of times. Do you know what I mean? And absolutely unbelievable. And I'm so pleased we signed him. Hopefully they'll keep him out on the right because that's what he's good at. You know, we know he can play inside in the 10 and whatever. Just keep giving him that ball. Let him keep sucking them defenders towards him. Yeah, because it won't be happening so much when Eze comes and when that left winger comes because they can't all double up on everyone. You know, so space will be about soon when the new signings come in. I hate that when. the new signings come in. And we will see if Kudus is cooking then, because I can tell you this geezer will have steak in the frying pan. Well done.
Oh, God, Kudus, eh? Kudus. Whoa. 2 crosses, 2 assists. The way he took that ball out the air, remember on that, the way he took it down, taking the piss. But look, he's motivated, isn't he? Yeah, he looks motivated. He's got a lot of confidence, ability. Guys, how desperately have we needed a player like that, a proper winger? I mean, it's taken the club long enough to sign someone like this, and look, it's exciting. This team can't just rely on him and his output. We need it from other areas as well. Hence why we need Eze. Hence why we need a left winger. Because sometimes, Kudus can't play well every week. He will get marked out the game. Teams will have a game plan. But look, what a performance. What a start from him. We saw signs against PSG, some games in the preseason friendlies that he's hard to get off the ball. He's strong. He pushes players off the ball, can take on a man. Yeah, he's got goals in him. And it's just what we want as fans. A player like that is going to excite us, going to bring up the pitch, create opportunities. It's wonderful to see, and fantastic start for him.
Yeah. Now, I can see him being the one. Now, I can go back to when we had players like Ginola, Gareth Bale, and I used to go out there quite a bit. And as soon as they got the ball, you could hear the click, click, click of the seats going up where people were standing up. Eze is going to be that sort of player. That Kudus, is going to be that sort of player. When he picked the ball up, you could feel the anticipation in the crowd. He's brilliant, isn't he? Absolutely brilliant.
Fantastic.
Like 2 assists. It's like you said, just the 2 assists is enough. 2 assists. I mean, how many of our wingers have contributed like that? I mean, because, all right, he is replacing my man on the right-hand side, Brennan Johnson, but Johnson's not a winger. I was harping on about this all last year. And when Johnson had flick on, he tucked it away nicely at the end, because he is a second striker, as I've said, all last season. So Johnson ain't going to beat no one out there. He's not got the capabilities, but that ball he flicked in for Richie to score the overhead kick. You see a nice little trick he done? Flick it past the Burnley defender.
Oh, yeah.
Just left him standing. Didn't know what was going on. He was round him, flicked the ball over. Johnson overhead kick. There you go.
It's all about putting it in the right areas, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be the perfect cross. If it's in the right area, then that's what you want. I think Mark Taylor, I've got to bring this up a sec because I think it's a really good point. And he says, rather than a winger, do you think another attacking midfielder and as Eze to play on the left wing?
Yeah.
Maybe that's an option.
Yeah.
He does sort of float about out there, doesn't he? Because I see Eze, as a sort of left winger stroke 10. Personally, I'd give Eze the free roll. Just go where you like. You've seen what he's done for Palace. Just do what you like.
There's been rumour of this attacking midfielder. Is it Akaluki or something like that?
Yeah.
Akaluki.
Look at that, but I couldn't.
Yeah, sorry, he's been mentioned as well. About coming in. I don't know how strong that is, but his name's been mentioned, and
he's more of an attacking midfielder than a winger, right? That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah. He's meant to be a bit tasty as well. 23, I think he is, and he's on the way up. So we'll see. See what happens. And one thing I did want to say was as good as these players are that are coming in that will do this stuff to get you off your seats, that bit of dribbling, that whatever. I think one thing to look out for will be from those 3 and whoever's playing up front is the movement. You'll see movement that you ain't seen for years. Trust me, Kudus, Eze, and a proper left winger, you will see movement off the ball from our attacking players, the give and goes, yeah, the fake give and goes, all that sort of stuff. You're going to see loads of that this season, and it'll be a treat for the people that are in the stadium to watch that sort of football. I can't wait, not just for us, but for them as well.
Well, guys, if you look him up on the transfer, market, they think he's a right winger. Mainly plays out the right wing, other position attacking midfielder. So, I'm not sure because we desperately need something on that left. Something like Kudus on the left, guys. Of course, Eze can play there, but we want Eze more in the middle, the one pulling the strings, right? Creating it all. He can play out there, of course. And it's good to have players. Kudus can do it as well, going to 10. But we want him out on the right, providing crosses like that, creating chances. But that left side is, we need someone desperately. I think I don't want to rely on Tell and Wilson throughout the season. And look, and Frank hasn't fancied them, has he? He hasn't played in both of those, competitive games. I know he's brought them on, but he doesn't fancy them either. He decided to play Johnson out of position on the left. So look, he definitely wants someone, and Spurs got to deliver it.
Yeah,
absolutely agree on that. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, let's go to maybe a few negatives from the game. I mean, there wasn't too many. It's hard to find any negatives when we won 3-0. But Romero's passing out from the back in the first half was disappointing. But for me, the major concern for me, and maybe I'm being harsh, guys, let me know. Vicario is a concern. Doesn't look comfortable with his feet and still flaps at times at corners. Are you comfortable with Vicario this season? I know we're not going to be replacing him, but are you happy with him?
I think we've got bigger problems in other places, Nige, to be honest with you. I think it's just one of them. You're going to have to ride along with it, see how it goes, and then they'll maybe make a decision if they need another keeper at the end of the season, maybe. I don't know. I think it's just one of them. We've got too many other positions we need to fill.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Actually in the main team that are more important. At the end of the day, Vicario's, I know he's a flapper. Yeah, we all agree on that. Whether that changes or not, I don't know, but at least we've got a good shot stopper. So that's something. It's not as if he's, mind you wouldn't say that when some of them penalties the other night against PSG that he was a good shot stopper, but there you go. That's something else he's got to work on. But is he? It's like when we say about Solanke, he ain't going nowhere. I don't think Vic's going anywhere. And, so it's just one of them, get on with it and deal with it maybe at the end of the season.
Yeah, look, I agree, Mark. I think, yes, if we could all decide, would we upgrade the keeper? Yes, 100% we would. Yeah, but look, let's see how we go. I thought it was okay at the weekend. He was passing out from the back. He was hitting it long. I don't think he made any errors, guys, did he? I think he was okay. But again, look, let's judge him throughout the season, see how he gets on. The flapping has got to stop. And if he's, he can pull off good saves, right? He's a good shot stopper, but penalties is a concern. He didn't get to any of those penalties against PSG. And that's something that, he's got to work on, right? Because we could get to, in the cup competitions, in the penalty shootout. And if the keeper can't bloody save one, what's good? How good's that? It's no good. No good to us. So I think Frank will be watching him closely this season and seeing if he improves. Hopefully some more coaching can go into his keeping. Let's see how he gets on. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I mean, it's like Mark said, we got so many other positions that need upgrades more urgently than the goalkeeper. I mean, he's all right. Is he the best with his feet? No. I mean, but I thought last season he started to command his box a lot better. Because remember when he was being pushed and shoved and fiddled about with, like he was flapping all over the place. I thought he sort of improved. But if Frank allegedly, like he does, improves players, let's see what he does with him. Whether he's the goalkeeping expert, I don't know, but he's got a coach there that surely must. Let's hope he can command his area a bit better. I mean, that's what we want. We want a keeper that when a corner's coming in, if it's too close to him, he's going to pile through everybody and just catch the thing.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. I mean, for me, I'm clutching at straws just for trying to find any kind of negatives that there might have been in the game. For me, I still think he probably wins us more points than he loses, but I do think we should be maybe looking at a keeper for next season. Let's go into what else has happened this week. Obviously, we've got 2 new players have signed new contracts. First of all, we'll start with Spence. Are we happy with that? Is that a good signing for Spurs? I think for me
Yeah,
personally, I'll
absolutely.
just say quickly, I think he seems to have matured as a player. So I'm really happy. But what do you guys think?
I think his career's changed now. It's turned around, isn't it? Now Frank believes in him. He's given him that left-sided role. He wants to play him out there. He's going to be competing with Udogie. Look, he's again a player motivated. You know, with Spence, if he's got a manager who believes in him, you know, gives him them opportunities, you know, you see a good game from him, I think. Look, it's early days again. Let's see how he gets on throughout the season. Don't want to get too carried away, but look, I'm pleased for him. You know, it's a contract extension. Hopefully, he's with a manager now who actually believes in him. Yeah, really can push him on this season, and he can get plenty of game time. He'll be covering on the right as well because we haven't got a lot of depth on that right side off for Porro, so we'll be seeing him. You know, we'll see a lot of him this season. And look at it defending 1-on-1, especially against PSG. Fantastic performance, wasn't it? He was up against some of those top players, and he held his own, right? He really held his own. And then we saw him against Burnley create a chance where he could have pulled it back for Kudus, and Kudus may have scored, but he decided to kind of put the defender on the floor and have a shot, and the keeper saved it. But look, I think it's good that he's re-signed. I like him. I really do. I just think since he's been at Spurs, we haven't seen enough of him, have we? I know we saw him a bit last season under Ange, but we haven't really seen him have a good run, like 20 odd games plus, you know, regular starter in the first team. He just hasn't been given that opportunity. Conte shipped him out, didn't fancy him. Ange didn't fancy him and only got him into the side due to injuries. And, you know, Spence last season should have been used a lot more. Yeah, that's the other reason it went wrong. Injuries piled up because Ange didn't know how to manage the squad properly. You know, Spence was there, ready and willing to play. He didn't even, and he had a good game in the cup, saved us, didn't he, to getting knocked out of that Carabao Cup. Yeah. And then we didn't see him again. And then we see him in the second half of the season get a lot more game time, and he put in some good performances. So look, I'm happy with that. You know, English player, a lot more to come from him, I think.
Yeah. As I said about Spence last season, out of the 3 of them that can beat him, he is our only natural fullback. Udogie and Porro were both brought in for Conte when he played 5 at the back. They are naturally wing backs. I know you're going to say, what's the difference between a wing back and a fullback? But a wing back's job is to get forward, you know, and provide at the other end. When you've got 5 at the back and you've got wing backs, the 3 at the back do all on the mopping up, and you have sort of a 6-y sort of player to sort of help them out. You know, so Porro and Udogie are wing backs, officially. So Spence, he is a fullback, a right back really, but he's learned to play on the left. And let's face it, against Arsenal in Hong Kong, he pocketed Vicario Saka. And against PSG, no one went past him. Whoever's on their right wing,
right at the end, they got past it, didn't they? Dembele.
Well, yeah, but all at once. Yeah. All at once. But he's a hell of a defender. Hell of a defender. I've always rated him. I could not understand how he never played more last season. But we've talked enough about that. I'm not going to start on Ange again.
Are you, Cook?
Yeah, he's got his nut down at the end of the day, and he had a few problems or reported problems with attitude and that sort of stuff. So he's got his nut down last season, played when he was required to play. Managers changed since. Obviously, Thomas Frank likes him a lot. I know the doggie's been out injured, but I think Spencer's shown us that if he can carry on doing what he's doing and improve upon that, then the contract extension, and like you say, being English as well. Lovely. Happy days. I'm quite happy with Jed Spence. Thank you very much.
Yeah, agreed. Before we get into Romero, guys, there are over 120 people in both the rooms between the channels. Guys, if you haven't already, please subscribe to Dan, the Spurs DANalyst. If you haven't subscribed to the Two Marks, subscribe to the Two Marks. And if you haven't subscribed to myself, subscribe to me. We all really would appreciate it. We work really hard to try and get content out. We love it. We enjoy it. Of course, if it's not for you guys, there is no point. So please, if you get the chance, just
I'm shameless, Nige. I'll sneak our link in the chat.
Yeah, do it, mate. Do it. Do it. And the DANalyst link is at the top, pinned at the top of the chat. So get over and subscribe to all of us, guys. Right, Romero, our captain.
I'm just saying we're 4 away from 600. Just
forward.
Just shamelessness.
Do it, guys.
Shameless.
Romero, guys. What are we thinking? You know, our new captain. That's a great signing, isn't it?
I want to hear from everyone else first.
Yeah, I mean, he's our captain now at the end of the day. He signed an extension on his contract. So now, like Mark said earlier on, his biggest problem, more than anything, has been his availability. Right? We can't be having defenders, captains that are only playing between 40 and 50% of the league games in a season. Right? So at the end of the day, he's another one. He's a World Cup winner. He's a Copa America winner. Yeah. I want to see every week, his finger out of it, getting on with it, doing what he's good at. Yeah. And captaining this team to move forward. Yeah. I'm sure there'll be a little leadership group or whatever you want to call it at some stage. But let's go now. Christian, you got your contract. You're the highest paid player. Yeah, 200.
How much is he on now?
205 grand a week is on.
Okay.
Right? We've smashed our
whatever
so, transfer thing.
When you look at it all overall, right? I know we're talking about Romero now, but we're breaking or attempting to break what do you call it? Fees for players. Yeah, we're sort of only just, but we're getting there. Let's talk to £70 million players now. Yeah, and the wages that we've been watching decline because people have been leaving and the gap's been shortening. Good luck to him, man. Good luck to him. But lead us on now. Show us what a captain and a leader you are, and have it large, mate. That's all I can say.
Floor is yours, Dan.
No, I wanted to hear from Sheriff.
Oh, me.
And then you, Nige, and then I wanted to say my bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Romero for me, like Mark said, as long as he can stay fit, but it is a World Cup year. So I'm sure he gets in the Argentina team anyway. But, just keep doing what you're doing. After the rumours where he was leaving, and he was meant to be going to Spain or wherever he was meant to be going, that soon, when we won the Europa League, he seems happier. I believe under Ange, he just didn't want to be here. Because with the torturous way we played, and he was one of the two at the back that we had most games, I think he got bored. I think he was fed up with it, to be honest. And that's the rumours were coming out. He's not happy and he wants to leave. But now I think Frank's come in, made him captain. He can see already, I believe, the direction the club wants to go in, as long as Levy keeps his end of the bargain. They must have had, when he was going to sign new contract, he must have been given promises like so-and-so's coming in, or a certain quality of players coming in.
Ambition, ambition.
Yeah. Like the club is going to finally show some ambition and like try and push on as much as we can. I'm not saying we're going to win the league, far from it. But, try and get as high up the table as we can. there must have been some reason why you signed a new contract. There must have been, because you don't just sign a new contract unless you made some sort of promises. So none of us know. I'm only speculating, but that's the way I see it.
So you're happy with it, Mark?
Oh yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. Him and Van der Ven, even though everyone was saying Mickey Van der Ven, he's only good when he uses his pace. How solid's he look? Sitting back, not having to do them lung busting runs. Well, he can't do them anymore. He's got no hamstrings left. He's got half a hamstring.
Well, he did it the weekend, didn't he? He saved.
Well, yes, but you know what I mean. I mean, if he was played like last season, he'd definitely have no hamstrings left, none at all, because Ange virtually ruined him.
Okay, Nige.
I'm pleased. I'm pleased that he signed a new contract. Listen, I was very much in. Yeah,
Don't sound like it.
No, I was in the boat of like, if you don't want to be it, last season when he was injured and buggered off to Argentina all the time and played, then I was like, you clearly don't want to be here, mate, so just leave.
Yeah.
But he was fantastic in the Europa League final. Wasn't great on Saturday. Let's not pretend. But he signed a contract now. He's our new captain, and I do think he's a top player. My only issue with Romero is that he is fantastic in the big games. When it comes to the games against your Burnleys, against your Leicesters, he does switch off a bit, and I think sometimes he's a bit casual. If he can wipe that out of his game, I think we've got a fantastic defender there. So yeah, I'm happy, and I'm happy he's captain and he can speak English. So all good. I just want to listen to what you want to say, Dan. So I'm done.
Look, there was a point last season where I had enough of Romero. Yeah, I wasn't bothered if he had leaving in the summer or not. I remember, but Spurs were going for an awful period in form. Right, we were losing every week. Romero wasn't defensively was terrible, but a lot of that was down to Ange's system. Some bad attitude at times, and there's always been that thing with him when running off to Argentina. Suddenly he's fit and he goes off and plays. I mean, I think Romero needs to be motivated. He needs to see that we are going somewhere. Obviously, he won a trophy at Spurs last season. I think that helped, that he actually saw that Spurs can win things, and he was part of it. And he did put in some fantastic performances defensively in that later rounds of the Europa League. And just generally, Romero, he can put in that type of performance where he's on it. I love his aggression at times. Yes, he goes a bit hard over the top sometimes, got a bit of a hot head and loses it. But, you wouldn't want to take that out of his game, because that's what makes him that player. He's got that aggression, hasn't he? That, we love to see. And Spurs over the years have not had enough of those type of players, those players who love to get stuck in and have a fight. And, we've always had that soft underbelly, right? So Romero brings that. But I think a bit of coaching needs to go into his game, and I'm hoping that Frank and his coaching team can do that. He's not a perfect defender. He's good at playing it out from the back. But I think with the right defensive structure around him, right setup, I think he will be good. But again, I think it's another one where, and there was a comment in the chat, 12 months, let's see how he is over 12 months. There's the injury record you can't hide from. I think he played 20 games last season, which is not enough, for your starting centre back, your captain now, it's not enough. So look, I do like Romero, but I think consistency in his game needs to get better. The injury, obviously, record, you just hope that he's not injured as much this season, and hope that he puts Spurs first. Instead of he's always going to love his Argentina, of course. They're very passionate people. But look, let's hope that he puts Spurs first more, if you understand what I mean. So look, he's here. They've signed him. Extension. They had to, really, because he was going into his last 2 years of his contract. So otherwise they would have lost him for not a lot of money. And people could still go in and buy him on the contract, Yeah. And we could still sell him. But, look, I mean, look, Frank has he's made that decision, right, to give him the captaincy. He's responded. let's just hope that he is a really good captain for us this season. But again, I think we'll have to judge it after 12 months, see how his performance overall.
Yeah, I think you're bang on with everything you said,
Yeah.
and you've just touched on what Joseph said there. And he said, don't get too excited much these days when players sign new contracts, as they could still leave at any point.
Exactly.
And soon, yeah. But I suppose it gives the club a little bit of a buffer that they're not going to lose their star player, and I don't
It
know.
does mean we're going to
It's
get more money
disappointing.
for him. It does mean we're going to
Yeah.
get more money for him if anybody wants him.
Yeah.
But no one really wanted him, did they? There was talk about Atletico Madrid, but
Yeah, but they can't afford him.
Yeah, maybe that's the case.
No. Yeah. No. Okay, guys, let's get on to the elephant in the room. It is, of course, Eberechi Eze. Is this guy actually going to sign for Spurs or what? Because I feel like I've been waiting forever. I feel like I've aged like 10 years in the last 2 weeks. Is it going to get done?
I'll let Sheriff go first.
It depends who you believe. I watched Sky Sports News the whole of this afternoon, and I think they mentioned Eze once. But if you read the WhatsApp groups and all that I'm part of, he's signed, sealed, delivered. It's going to be tomorrow. It's going to be whatever. Yeah, but it depends who you believe. I do not believe any of the nonsense personally. This is only me personally. I do not believe any of it till they're at the training ground holding the shirt up. That is when you know it's real. All of the things you read, whatever your social media is, I don't even know half of them. But whatever you read, it's like I said, all these so-called ITKs, whatever they are, you chuck enough shit at the wall and some of it sticks, then that's the stuff you get remembered for. If you start chucking crap about and half of it falls on the floor, they wipe that under the carpet. I'm sure every one of them has said, oh, he's coming to Tottenham. But if he don't, it'll all be forgotten about. So I don't believe nothing until he's at the training ground with the shirt, see the pictures of him signing, all that stuff, and then the club release the videos and whatever else they do these days. I got no time for it. I don't believe any of it.
Kirk?
Just following on from the Sheriff's comments there, I know that this is the 2 Mark show. Yeah, and I am very, when it comes to Levy, like Mark, sceptical, I think is the right word. I'm 57 now. I'm 25 years of Levy. Yeah, you can see by the hashtag at the bottom. That tells you everything. Levy, get the deals done. Get on with it. Sort it out. Right? At the end of the day, we'll see what happens, right? Eze for me, oh dear, with Kudus and another, it's just going to light the place up, isn't it? And I can't wait. I can't wait, Nige. I really can't wait. And let's get him in, get him sorted out and get him playing. Fingers crossed. And to answer the question, yeah, Mark is right. We've had we've had Willian at the training ground with a pen in his hand. You know what I mean? Chelsea grabbing him by the hook. No, you're not, mate. Ta-da. Come on, you come in and play for us. You know what I mean? So, yeah, when the shirt's held up. But there's too much going on with this too much coming out from Romano, from Ornstein, from other people as well. But the main two being Ornstein and Romano. I just think it will get done. It's just between Parish and Levy to sort out the structure of the payment now. I believe that's where we're at with it. So if it ain't done in the next couple of days, then I'll be starting to get worried. You know what I mean? There's no reason for it not to get done now. But I think once Palace announced their signing, yeah, they're after El Kudus apparently, and that's nearly done. I think once they get him, they'll let Eze go.
Right, Eze. Saga. What a saga. You know, there was talk at the beginning of the transfer window that we were after him. Then it went quiet. Then we heard that Arsenal were in for him, and that didn't happen. Look, the sources today are come from Paul O'Keefe, right? He says that they've agreed a deal in principle. And then we hear from Ben Jacobs, says a similar sort of thing. Right. So, you know, do you believe in those guys? Yeah, their sources. You know, do you think they're, you know, do they normally come through with what they say? Now, look, we all went through the Morgan Gibbs White stuff, which was a bit, you know, I don't think we'll see something like that for a while. We can't, just because that happened doesn't mean same thing's going to happen with Eze. Now, also we hear that Palace want to get in a replacement before they let Eze go, which is so frustrating, right? Because we need him in the club today. We should have got Eze in weeks ago, yeah, before the season. And this is the problem with this board. They're not proactive, they're reactive. Maddison gets that horrible injury, and then they're like, okay, now we need to go and get someone. We should have been getting someone anyway. You know, you need strength and depth in that attacking midfielder position. What's his name? Kulusevski's a different type of player. Yeah. So he's not the same as Maddison. So look, I'm frustrated as a fan. I mean, look, the buzz amongst the fan base seem that, you know, if you go onto social media, you go onto whatever, YouTube, people are very happy. They think it's done or it's very close. Maybe that is the case. Maybe this deal will go through. But like everyone has said, until they're holding up that shirt, you can never be sure, right? So you've got to kind of, it's looking like it's like all the terminology you see on social media, edging closer, movement every day, a little movement, a little more movement. You know, what we heard today is not much different to what we heard yesterday, that Parish and Levy are in talks, right? That was the same thing yesterday. What's added to it is that there's been an agreement in principle, right? Maybe that was yesterday. Look, it's so frustrating as a fan. We want him in. We need a player like Eze. And I'll tell you what, if we do get Eze in, is that the biggest signing we've had since God knows how long? You know, what a player in his prime. What a player who's just so exciting. I mean, it's exactly what we need at this club. Yeah. And Daniel Levy, please do not embarrass us and get this deal over the line.
Again,
massive,
let's not embarrass us. Again, you should have added that in there.
Again, yeah. Again.
Yes.
Yeah. Levy cannot afford to get this wrong, can he? This is massive. This is the one player that would unite this fan base, at least for a couple of months. You know, listen, as a fan base, we're never going to be united because it's just the way we are. I think probably every fan base is the same. But yeah, I think Eze would be an absolutely fantastic signing. I really do. And like you say, though, apparently a gentleman's agreement today. What does a gentleman's agreement actually mean?
Ask Harry Kane.
Mean anything, does it?
Ask Harry Kane what a gentleman's agreement is.
Well, exactly. You know what Levy's like in his gentleman's agreement. So, yeah, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. I'm still panicking that Arsenal are going to come in at the last minute for him. What about the
that's the thing
deal?
now, Nige. That's the brilliant thing. Before we move to the Savinho deal, yeah, what fantastic. If we can get him in over Arsenal, I mean, for me, everybody must have been listening to the Arsenal reaction to Spurs getting close to Eze. They do not like it. They hate it. They need a player like that. And we're ahead of them in the race. So that's just tops it off, doesn't it? Like, you know, Arsenal's supposed to be challenging for the title. Spurs finished 17th in the league last year. Yes, we're Europa League champions. But to get him in, you know, over Arsenal, if Arsenal were in for him, I don't know. But what that would be just the icing on the cake, right?
Amazing. It is the icing on the cake. Anything to piss that off.
Yeah, of course. It's banter, right? At the end of the day, it's banter. But this is what we like, you know?
Absolutely. Let's get it over the line there first. And I brought this picture up because I just think it's a thing of beauty. Take a look at this, guys. Oh, that is lovely, isn't it?
I've saved that for later.
So, guys, before we move away from that, as they talk, you know, everybody in the chat and on the panel, is this still happening? Is it going to go through? Do you believe it will?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
it will
sure.
Too far
definitely.
gone.
Listen, if
far
this
gone.
deal don't get over the line, right, everything that Levy said, yeah, in time, we want to go and win the Premier League, we want to go and win the Champions League. The only way you do that is by, whether it's overtime or not, yeah, buy the better players. Give yourself a better chance. Give your manager a better chance. Give your coaching staff a better chance. He's brought Frank in. He's brought all the coaching staff with him. So everything in that side of it's in place. He's already said to him about the transfer targets. He gave him targets. He wanted Polinia. Yeah, he wanted Kudus. They went and got him. He actually stated that he wanted them. I'm sure he wants Eze as well. And I'm sure he told him, if you can get Savinho or another on that left wing, there's a list of 5. Yeah, get me one of them as well. And I think if they do that and they've got 5 in the transfer window, Dan, Nige and Mark, then I don't think Spurs fans can ask for much more in a window. Levy would have done his job in this window.
At bloody last, right, Mark? Bloody last, right? It's taken a long time. It
doesn't mean it ends there.
No, that's what I was going to go on to say. But go on, sorry.
Yeah, I was just going to say it mustn't end there, Dan. You know, like I say, in January, if the 2 strikers ain't pulling up no trees, mate, go and get one in. Go and get one in, because we still do need a striker. You know, there's other positions as well. We need, I don't know, I'm not using that backup word. I just want players that are going to be coming in, which then means the players that we've got now, have to fight for their place. And it's a squad game as well. So I would imagine over the course of the season, 55 odd games, 60 games, whatever it is, most people are going to get a chance. You know, but at the end of the day, give us some quality over quantity. The squad's big enough now. Yeah. You've got enough kids. Bring us in some proper players.
Put it this way, the last thing I will say about Eze is if this doesn't get done, then Change for Tottenham do not have to make a single release of any statement about the protest, because everyone will be willing to turn up when they do. This will break a lot of people. This will break a lot of people. If Eze doesn't come to Tottenham, if Eze does not come to Tottenham, Change for Tottenham, their work is done for them. Their work is done.
Yeah.
Look, let's just lay into Levy, right? Because I think I'm feeling that now, right? Mark makes a good point. Mark made a good point that, you know, this transfer window will be a lot different if we sign those 4 first-team players, yeah? Yeah, no mistake about it. Yeah, that is a massive change to what we've done previous seasons. It's a step in the right direction. But like Mark said, it doesn't end there, right? Not is all forgiven, right? Not is all forgiven, you know.
No, never.
Levy, this board, Enoch have got to do this window in, window out. The priority is improving that first team in every window, right? Shipping out, the players are not up for it. That's got to prove as well. Moving on players, you know, we hold on for them for far too long, right? We've got to be ruthless. Yeah, so look, it could be by the end of the window close, one of our best windows we've had. But look, we haven't got Eze over the line yet. He's not he hasn't got the shirt. He's not holding it up. We haven't signed Savinho, yeah? You know, so look, let's judge it by the end of the window. But again, it's frustrating with transfers with this club, you know. The season started and we're still messing around. Yeah, it's good that we're in, you know, talks with these 2 players, and we're going to talk about Savinho in a minute. But look, there needs to be, you know, this has got to change. This, what I'm trying to say is it's got to change. It's got to be, this is the way forward now, right? Next window, we're going, not just kids, not just potential players. I'm not saying never buy them, but that they need to come in once we've got our business done, once we've got those first team players. Yeah. And so a lot of work to do. But again, I have to come back to it. It will be a massive change if we do get those first team players.
Put it this way, right?
We have to have a bit of balance.
If we do get these players in, this is the beginning. Is Daniel Levy forgiven for the last 20 odd years? No. It's going to take more than this to convince me. A lot more. This has got to be the norm. If he starts acting like this every window, I'm not saying get 5 in bloody January, just one needed player, not just someone who might be good in the future. But if we can see we got gaps, bring one in that'll plug the gap, not plug the gap, improve us. If this is a constant thing every year, bring 2, 3, 4 in that improve us immediately and ship out the ones that are no good. Then, over time, he may be, I'm only saying maybe, forgiven a little bit. But until he starts acting like this on a regular basis, got no hope of being forgiven for me.
Look, we've dragged it on for far too long. It's not been perfect, right? We should have had these players in before the start of the season, right? So, I can't wait for that window to close. I'm sick to death of all these links going on every day, not getting the deals over the line. Great, fantastic. We get Eze in, yeah. Savinho, if we get him in, or another top left winger, fantastic. But Spurs have they've got to be more. I don't know what the word for it.
I've got a great word for it, Dad. Great word for it. We go on about it all the time. We want it on the pitch. Consistency. Daniel Levy now needs to be consistent in what he's doing. Yeah, or whoever's dealing with the transfers now. I'm sure that he's still involved one way or the other, right? But be consistent now. You've started the ball rolling. You've got 4 or 5 first teamers in. Like Mark says, don't think anyone expects 10 in a window. Yeah, we're not Chelsea. Yeah, it looks like now we're going out there and buying quality, right? We all agree you have to play for quality. Let's see now. Let's see if he continues doing what he's doing. When January comes around, Thomas Frank identifies something, before January and says, look, we need so-and-so here. This position, whatever it is, centre forward, whatever. Yeah? And then they go out and deal with it for him. And they go out and get who he needs. Because I don't think Thomas Frank is one of them, I want Rodrigo, I want Lamine Yamal, I want da-da-da-da. He knows where his levels are. Yeah? And he'll ask for these players. And hopefully now, obviously not every player they're not going to go and get for him. But if he identifies someone and his scouting comes in line with what he wants, because he mentioned that, the way that Tottenham look at players is not necessarily how him and his team did it at Brentford. So he wants to bring that in line. And that comment you brought up there, Nige, just before, if it's true.
That one.
Yeah,
it's true, yeah.
Well, that's done us a right favour, mate.
There's the word decisive, right? That's the word I was looking for. We've got to be decisive in the window.
Yeah.
Right?
And another thing about the Eze thing, how long have we been flirting with this guy? He's been to the stadium at least 3 times where we've wined and dined him, and bloody he had the same agent as Ange and half the players. He was something to do with the agents and all that. What's that group called, Mark? The group
which one?
Who's the group that Eze and Ange and all that are?
Oh, CAA base.
Yeah. Well, we've wined and dined him. We've been after this Eze for bloody years. Years and years. We've wined and dined him at the stadium. It's just get it done. We've flirted with him forever now. Just get it done. Levy, pull your bloody thumb at your backside and get it done.
Yeah, but Phil Coys is spot on there. That's exactly how I feel about it, and I'm sure you lads do too.
Look, if we get him in, guys, if we get him in, this is just fantastic stuff, eh?
Yes.
And hopefully just the start, Dan.
Yeah,
hopefully just the start.
But that must be just the start. It must be just the start.
I can't, this is what we don't normally see at Spurs. Go out and get a ready-made player. We've already got one with Kudus, got one with Paulinho. If we get another one in, this is different, right? Come on, it is different.
Yeah, let's just hope he carries on doing what he's doing, like we've said, mate. Nothing will frustrate me more, right? If they go and get Eze in, they've got Kudus, they get Eze in, 2 players for 115 million, something like that, right? And then you look at Richie and Solanke for more money. I know different positions. but look at the quality that you're getting. So it just shows with identification, and the right people going in and doing the deals, they can be done. I know a lot of the time it's timing and a player might be in the last year of his contract or whatever. But he's showing that these deals are possible. And there are players out there, whether it be in the Premier League or other leagues, that improve Tottenham Hotspur. And they need to go and find them and buy them.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. Currently, as we stand here tonight, this window has been shocking. We've got Kudus in, we've got Pellegrini on loan. It's pretty much it, really, isn't it? So, currently the window is not a good one. So we have to get Eze over the line. We have to get a left winger in. And I'm pretty confident we're going to get Eze. Like we've already said, we wouldn't go this far down the line, surely, not after what happened with Morgan Gibbs-White, only to come away empty-handed again. That would be the worst bit of Levy PR he could ever do.
Well, change for Tottenham would have to do nothing. Change for Tottenham would literally have to do nothing. And there'd be thousands in the next protest.
Don't forget as well, is that I know we're going on about Spurs spending money, and they have. Kudus, Eze, if he comes, which looks like it. But we've also got one spare loan place as well. So if we went and got another one on top of Eze, there's still room for another loan to come in, maybe someone on a loan with an option or obligation or whatever it is. But we've still got that one loan up our sleeve because we're allowed two. So there's another way of looking at it as well without spending 60 million on another one. Just another option I'm throwing out there.
Yeah, and Andrew's exactly right. And I know we've said it all in the chat tonight as well, that this window must just be the beginning.
Yeah.
This can't be it after this window, and we do nothing again the next summer. We've got to follow it up now. Next summer, proper striker, maybe a proper keeper if we're looking at that, and just keep building this squad. And maybe in a couple of years, we might have a chance.
I'm not being funny, Nige, but this is why we built the bloody stadium.
Oh, yeah.
We were promised the stadium is to take us to the next level to compete with the top teams in wages, players. We've seen none of it since we moved in there. Just signed a load of kids that have just done their exams. It's about bloody time. Look, this is what we were promised when the stadium was being built.
Yeah, guys, we've been mugged off for too many years as a fan base. Completely mugged off, right? It's about time that we start seeing this sort of activity in the window. Yeah. Potential players, years of failure of getting the top players in, the right players in, failed signings. It's about time as a fan base we see this sort of activity in the window, and it must not end here. We've got to see it moving forward that Spurs are serious. Yeah, they want to take Spurs as high as they can in this league, win competitions, be competitive season in, season out, do all that. What we want to see as a fan base is the club do all they can to bring in the best players. Yeah, support the manager, support the team. And it's been far too long.
Yeah, I agree with you, mate.
Agreed.
Far too long.
So Eze's coming. We're all pretty confident that's going to happen. Can't wait to see Eze in a Spurs shirt. What about Savinho? That doesn't look as likely. What
got
are
an
we thinking,
update, guys? There's an update. There's a bit of an update from Romero. Yeah, just seen it.
Give it to us, mate.
He says we're not giving up. He says City are putting up a wall. They don't want to let the player go. So, obviously we haven't offered enough money for him, have we? What is it? Last week or the week before, City were open to selling. Now, the more the time the window goes on, it's getting more difficult. So this is another thing, Spurs need to do better with. Right? If they like the player, how much City want for him, they pay the money, get him in. Now it's dragged on this long. They're probably putting the price up. We're playing City at the weekend, right? Yeah, we're playing them. So they don't want to sell them, that player, so we can play against them. So it's all of this sort of stuff. It's just frustrating as a fan. I don't know if it's going to happen this one. I'm not sure.
Could it be the stalling tactic, Dan?
Well, let us have it
Maybe they
after
don't
the
sell
game.
it to us. Yeah.
Let's
It'll
have
be-
him on Sunday.
It'll be the same again, won't it? They'll be wanting to sort out a deal for another player to come in, right? Like Dan says, they're putting a wall up, right? There's big talk about Rodrigo coming in, and I would imagine as much money as Manchester City have got, yeah, they'll want as much money for outgoing players as they can get, yeah, to balance their books up a bit. Right now, I'm reading that Tixie Bergenstein, or whatever his name is, yeah, the top man at City, is the one putting the block on it.
Yeah.
Right? He likes the player. He doesn't want the player being sold. So whether they'll get into it in their boardroom with Pep and he's going to say, well, look, I need that, whatever it is, between 60 and 70 million quid because I want Rodrigo. You know, the players, apparently Savinho's already said that he wants to come and play for Spurs. So again,
he wants first team football, Mark. He wants to be
Yeah.
playing week in, week out.
Of course.
It's
And
World Cup, yeah. It's World Cup, yeah.
I want him in a Spurs shirt. I think he's another one who can be sensational. Absolutely sensational. He's got Spurs written all over him. He's that type of player. Skillful, technical, can take a man on, can get to the byline, can cross the ball. Right? Can take players on, can do things with a ball that people wouldn't be able to dream of.
And you got to remember as well, it's World Cup year this year.
Yeah.
And a lot of these players, they're not playing first team football. They won't get in a national team. That's probably one of them, because he's not guaranteed first team football, is he, at Man City? Because obviously with the depth of their squad and the fiddlings behind the scenes and whatever they do up there, you know, he's not guaranteed first team football. So that's one of the reasons he wants to come to us, because he thinks, who am I competing with on the left wing? Odebert and whoever else is out there. That's
he's straight in the side. He's straight in that on that.
Yeah, of course he is. Of course he is. That's probably why he wants to come for us, because he knows it's a World Cup year. And if he's not playing regular first team football, whatever nationality he is, I don't even know, he may not get in the national team.
He's Brazilian, mate.
He's Brazilian.
Oh, he's Brazilian, is he? So,
listen, right? There's people, and I'm not talking about the people in the chat. There's levels to this game, right? We're talking Tell, Odebert, and whoever over there on the left. Go and check this kid out. He's not just there. He's there. And hopefully we'll go to there once we get hold of him. Once Thomas Frank gets hold of him and says, attack, get on him. Do you know what I mean? Because defenders do not want to face people like Kudus and Savinho. And when you put an Eze in the middle of that, we are going to frighten the crap out of a lot of teams. Just write them names down on a bit of paper. Yeah, and anyone who doesn't go, I'll have some of that.
yeah.
I'll have some of that down at Spurs all day long.
Yeah. And you've got to remember, Mark.
If you don't agree with that, you're mad. Honestly,
now you've told me he's Brazilian, Mark.
Where do you think he was from with a name like Savinho?
Well, I don't know. He could have been Spanish, mate. He could have been Spanish. He could have been Spanish.
All right, mate. I love you.
Yeah, all right. You know, but like...
Put it this way, Mark. He's better than Johnson.
Their manager, I'm ignoring that comment. Their manager, I can't remember his name.
Who, Pep?
The Brazilian manager.
Oh, Brazilian, yeah.
He has said that if you're not playing first team football, you will not get in the Brazil team.
Well,
which is why it's an important year for Richie and Savinho if he wants to come to us.
Agreed.
You know, for his national, you know, the World Cup.
So at the end of the day, Mark, we go back to the conversation of Levy, sort it out.
Exactly.
You've got to be able to deal with this, people. I'm reading things in the comment over the Kane deal, over this. This is football, man. This is money.
Pay the money. Pay the money they want.
This is about the money. If they pay the money, they get the player. Sometimes you have to pay that little bit more. And it depends how much they want him. You know, we can sit here all day and say, 70 million for a 21-year-old kid. It ain't our money.
Guys,
Spurs,
we don't care.
Tottenham will decide how much they think he's worth. They will no doubt at the end of it make a bid that they think is suitable for that player. Yeah.
No, hang on a minute. They'll lowball them as usual.
Whatever, Mark. What I'm talking about, don't worry about the lowballing. Go and get the player.
Yes.
Right? So even if you don't make the bid exactly what they want, get it in the ballpark. Get it in the ballpark. Yeah. If they want Rodrigo in that bad and you get the bid in the ballpark, yeah, and you make them sit up and go, oh yeah, that's 3/4 of his fee. Don't tell me they ain't going to take it. Don't tell me they ain't going to. Not when the player says, I want to go. And if they're letting Bergerstein with 115 charges over him, yeah, making the rules about who can stay and who can go, and the manager who sees him every day in training has said, look, out of who I've got here, this one needs to go. We'll take him. We'll happily take him.
But guys, there's great points, yeah? Great points from everyone. I did the chat as well. Some great stuff. We need weapons in this side. We need quality attacking players to win the big games, get us far in competitions, get us up that league. You know, you look at it right now, Kudus is the standout one. Eze will be if he comes in. You know, all them other attacking players we have, we don't know. We don't know that a lot of them, well, what we've seen are pretty average, I think. Yeah, some of them have got more potential than others, but you need top talent. We need top talent in our forward line, right? And that left winger is essential. Something like Kudus on the left, that's what we need. Can you imagine how good we would be having that danger on the left? They can't double up on both sides. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It gives us different options. We're going to have injuries throughout the season. And I just don't think players like Wilson and Tell are there yet. You know, hopefully they will get better over time. But if we want to push up that league, if we want to be serious, go and assign top talent, and then you get better results, right? Compete with the best sides in Europe in the Premier League. Yeah, be fearful. Like, you know, when we play teams are actually fearful to play against us because they know we've got dangerous players. And that's what it comes down to. So I want Spurs to really push for this Savinho deal. And if it's not him, someone else on his level. Yeah, there's so many players out there, top talented players that Spurs can go in and get. You know, be serious and get the job done.
That's it. There are so many.
Make a point, Nige, Ed M was spot on. I said Tixie Bergenstein. He has left, and I can't remember the fella's name that's up there now. But he's the one that's apparently stalling on the Savinho deal. Sorry about that.
That's all right, mate.
Sorry.
I forgot what I was going to say now.
Ferran, it's Ferran Soreno. That's the guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just think if we get these players, if we were to get the Eze deal done, which I think we will, and bring in a Savinho or someone of the like, don't you think then we can afford, like we did Saturday when we brought in Bergval and Gray, we can do that up front as well. Whereas we can play an Eze and a Kudus one game, but we can have an Odebear starting on the left. In another game, Eze can drop out. You know, if we got a big Champions League game, Eze can drop out on the Saturday and we can play a Kulu there or someone when he's fit. I just think it gives us so many options, doesn't it? We look a totally different side.
Definitely.
Yeah, and the thing is, Nudge, it's not just about the first 11. These days, it's a squad game because of the pace of the game. You know, the just the way football's played these days. It's completely different when you could get away with winning the league with like a 13-man squad like it used to be years ago. The game has evolved. It's all about a squad now. And if you're not really on it, you won't get away with it because the players are too fit these days. So this is where the squad depth comes in. You know, it's all right us having a fantastic first 11 if we make these signings, but we need the whole squad, whatever position you play in, there's someone waiting that if you're not on it, they're going to have your shirt, you know, and they're just as good as you.
Yeah.
Nige, can I be shameless, please? How many people have you got watching, mate?
We have got 152 through both the channels.
152 of you out there. I'm going to say this because Nige has only asked once. Right? Please sub to these two chaps at the top, Pure Coys. and the DANalyst. They're putting the work in, trying to get your content out there. 152 of you. I bet there's at least 20 of you that are not subscribed to these two channels at the top there. So please subscribe to them. Doing fantastic stuff. Keep up the good work, chaps. Well done.
Yeah. And I'm going to be shameless as well. We have 2 subs from 600. 2.
Come on, guys. Go and give them a sub. Get them up to 600.
I've sneaked our link in the chat a couple of times. Accidentally,
mate,
I might add.
Let's sub to the 2 marks. So let's get them past 600. Let's get them to 605. We all know what it's like when we reach a milestone and the next day we wake up and we've lost a sub and it's like,
yeah, it's true.
So frustrating.
It's true.
So, but okay, guys, I think we've had enough of transfers for now. Let's talk about the City game at the weekend. How are we feeling? How do we think Frank is gonna line up in this City game?
I think he'll line up exactly as he did against PSG. I think Paulinho and Bentancur are key because they're 2 older professionals now. You're not putting a kid in, with one of them. It's a big game, and we'll find out how far we've come, in a very short space of time, I think. I expect City to have more of the ball like PSG did. I expect us to be going in, shutting them down, again, not steaming in, but in blocks. He'll change the formation as he goes along, like he did against PSG. Yeah, and I just expect a performance of, again, passion, getting stuck in and letting Man City know we're there. And then, hopefully, like we did against PSG, go and nick a couple of goals.
Nice. Sheriff, feel the same?
Yeah. But I've already said, do not be surprised if we don't play 5 at the back. I said that right at the beginning. Frank is the sort of manager, he's not one-directional, nothing like that. He will assess the opposition we got and then set up how he thinks is the best we're going to get a result. And let's face it, we do have a good record there. We're sort of a bogey team. I remember for ages they never beat us. For ages and ages they never beat us. And we do have quite an and that's even with Ange. I don't think we lost that, did we, when Ange was our manager? I don't think so.
What, the record against City?
Yeah, it's impressive, especially at the Etihad. All right, we do lose occasionally, but a lot of the time we get draws and wins there.
Shall I tell you the last games against City, guys?
Yeah, go on.
So we fantastic last season, 4-0.
4-0, yeah.
Yeah, amazing performance. So unexpected. And then the following week we lost to Ipswich. But anyway, then we lost at home to them in the league. That was in Feb. 1-0.
Was it? Oh, 1-0.
Yeah, but then we beat them 2-1, 30th of October, 24. Then we lost at home 2 games in a row in 14th of May, 24, and 26th of January, 24. One was a FA Cup game, I think. Yeah, one.
Yeah, the 14th of May one, though, that's when Arsenal are going to win the league.
Yeah.
So none of us were bothered about
that. And then before that, we went to City. I think this was under, not sure, maybe Conte. No, yeah, it must have been 23. Is it 3-3? No, that was under Ange still, I think.
Yeah, that was under Ange, the 3-3, Cooling, wasn't it, with the header?
Yeah, 3-3. Yes. And then we beat them at home, 1-0. Lost at their ground, 4-2. And then before that, we had that amazing game where Kane got the late winner.
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah, Kane, yeah. 3-2 away.
That was Conte.
Yeah, and then we also beat them at home, 1-0. So our record against City is pretty damn good, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. You know, we always seem to play well against City. I think Frank will set us up similar to PSG, frustrate them, play 3 at the back, play wing backs, get amongst them in midfield, don't give them the space, try and push them balls out wide, and then defend the box. But again, which, you know, it's such a shame that it doesn't look like Eze's going to be here by then. But imagine him in that team at the weekend. Coys, completely
Should play him,
different
Dan.
dynamic. Who?
Would you if Eze comes before Saturday, would you play him?
Oh, definitely.
Oh yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Is he any better than what we already got on the left?
No, I'd play him central. I'd play him central in
Yeah,
front
play
of
him in
Bentancur and Paulinho. Yeah, and then I'd have
Yeah.
Kudus on the right, probably Richarlison up front, and then the left, maybe Brenda. But you know, I don't know.
Yeah, Brennan, please, not Brenda.
Yeah, Brendan. Sorry, guys, Johnson.
Brennan.
No, look, it's a
Brenda.
difficult one because City, you know, they started off fantastic on the first day of the season, really made light work of Wolves. Wolves did have some chances though. Is their keeper now at City? Is it Trafford? Right? Was that right?
Yeah, James Trafford. Yeah,
he made some good saves. They did have chances, Wolves, but City were just ruthless. You know, a couple of the new signings have come straight into that side, and you know, look like they've been there for years.
That Dutch guy, the Dutch guy.
Reinders.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
And then they got Turkey, and then
bad.
they've got obviously Haaland scoring as he does on the first day of the season. Look, it's going to be a tough game, and you know, it's going to be intriguing how we're going to play. City hate playing against us.
Mhm.
They want to get revenge from that 4-0 thrashing from last season when we embarrassed them.
Mm.
So, look, it's a really hard one to predict. What are the people in the chat thinking about the weekend? Nige?
Let us know, guys, what you think about the weekend. Dave Crick's there saying the same way against PSG.
Yeah,
That's what you said, Cook, innit? And this
Yeah.
is my concern, that if we play the same way, where would Eze fit in? Would he play in place of Sarr, I guess?
Yeah.
You've got to play
that's-
him, Nige.
He's got to play.
He's a game changer. He's a game changer. He's the guy who can score a goal out of nowhere, create a chance out of nowhere. This is why we're signing him. You need top players. When you go to City, you've got to play with your best players available, and Eze will be straight into the team. 100%.
And what I said earlier as well, you will have two very good technical players in your team in Kudus and Eze. Watch on Saturday when they get the chance and they're doing little 1-2s and movements off of each other, to create space. It will happen. You'll see it because the pair of them are not stupid. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Perhaps he could drop Sarr into the middle of midfield. I don't know. I think Sarr will be out and Eze will be in. If he was signed tomorrow, that's what I think would happen. But
it's the thing. It depends how we play, doesn't it? Because if we are going to go to that 5 at the back, and you've got Bentancur and Paulinho, and then you're going to have Kudus maybe floating around, you know, maybe off the right, and Richarlison up front. You've only really got one space left. I just think it leaves us quite open. That's why I would probably start
even with 3 at the back.
game.
Nige, even with 3 at the back.
I don't know. I just think I hear what you're saying. I think Eze maybe.
What have you got to lose? You know, you might as well go for it, right?
Legs.
Most likely, City are favourites. They're at home. They've got a better team than us, right? So you've got to take a risk. And you know what Thomas Frank says? He says you have to take a risk. What did he say? He goes, if you don't take a risk, you take no risk. Something I don't quite.
If you don't take a risk, you're taking a risk.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with a lot of people in the chat. They're putting, I'd have him as a sub and have him come on in the second half. Yeah, that is probably what will happen. Yeah, just from my personal perspective, we ain't got enough going forward. With Eze and Kudus in the team, at least it might offer something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Something extra. You know, rather than relying on the set piece, the long throw-ins, all that sort of stuff.
Have you noticed the times we have beat City, it's normally sit back, defend for our lives and hit them on the break. That's how we beat them a lot of times, just a breakaway goal. You know, because let's face it, Man City are levels above us. Whether they've done it fairly or not is open for debate. But they are levels above us. Allegedly.
Guys, the problem is
they are level above us. They are levels above us, but we've always beat them.
You got to remember as well, we have to give Frank time.
Yes.
You know what I mean? If we go and get beat 3-0 on Saturday, it's not the end of the world. As long as you're seeing something on the pitch, like you've been seeing in the other games, you know, let's just see that little bit of improvement. as we go along. It's early days yet. Let's see what happens.
Guys, remember the PSG game, right? Where we played fantastic for 70% of the game, right? Then we just kind of run out of steam in that second half. Our set pieces we use to our advantage. Yeah, so it'll be a bit of that against City, trying to use that, as our strength to score goals. But we need other options in that second half when players get tired. You need an outlet, because as soon as Kudus came off and Richarlison, he was having, work rate game. We just couldn't get it up that pitch. We had no outlet. PSG just pinned us in, and in the end, they got those 2 goals, right, just for constant pressure. So there's going to be a lot of that. Man City are going to have a lot of the ball, and we're going to need, and this is why I keep talking about Spurs needing to bring in better attacking players in this transfer market, like Savinho, like Savinho, because you need more danger up front. Tell came on. I don't want to blame Tell. It's not just his fault. We had Tell come on that day. Gray came on. Who else came on? Solanke wasn't fully fit, and they just didn't show anything, did they? So this is the worry as well. We could be having a fantastic performance, maybe go a goal up, but can we sustain that attack after attack after attack? And that's why there needs to be a bit going into how we attack as well. We can't just sit back the whole game and rely on set pieces. There needs to be something different, because what Frank would have learned from that game against PSG, that he almost pulled it off, right? He came so close, didn't he? Really did, but it just wasn't meant to be. But look, it's an intriguing fixture. We've got a fantastic record against City. When you play City, you always think you've got a chance. So who knows where it's going to go? Would I be surprised if we lost it? No. Would I be surprised if we won it? No, because of our record against them. And I'm looking forward to it, guys. I really am.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's hard to disagree with any of that. Let's have a score. Well, let's for a bit of fun. Let's do a score prediction. A couple of people in the chat are giving their predictions. A few 1-1 draws, 2-1 defeats. And now I see. Did I see any wins? No wins. But I take a point, guys. What do you think? Do you think we win, draw, lose?
2-2 for me.
2-2.
2-2. Yeah, I just think it'll be very similar to the PSG game, I reckon. Whether we manage to stop them for the 70 minutes and do what we did with PSG is a different matter. But I think it'll set up so similar to the PSG game, and then he'll see where it takes us. And I'm sure if we go 1-0 down, he'll try and adapt.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we want to see.
I'm never gonna say that we're gonna lose. I'm gonna go 3-2 to us.
Ooh.
I just can't in my heart say that Tottenham will lose. If it was last season, I'd have said 5-0 City, but this season's different.
Yeah. What do you two chaps reckon then?
I think we're gonna. I don't like to say this, but I think we're going to be brought down to earth a bit. I think we are. I think City will win. It won't be. I don't think they'll thrash us, because I think Frank will set them up very well. But I just think City, they, after not winning the league last season, they're going to want to make a statement win, aren't they? At their ground, first home game of the season. They're a quality side. There's no getting away from it. However well we play, however well Frank sets the team up, organised, we've got to be on it. Everyone's got to be on it. But I just think City will edge this one. But I'm hoping that we do give it all. But again, I think it will show us that we need more. We need more in that attacking third, and maybe that could be the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of feel the same. I think it's going to be a tight game. Definitely don't think City will run away with it. I'm really, really happy with us defensively at the moment. I think, yes, we give a few chances away against Burnley. I think that's down to our own mistakes more than anything. I think away from home, I think we'll be solid. And I think we might lose by the odd goal, but I certainly don't think it's going to be a comfortable win for City. And like you've all said, we've got a good record at City, so I think
could go either way, Nige. It could go either way,
It could go either way. Yeah, it could. It could, guys. I think we're going to leave it there, guys. We've been going for an hour and 3/4. Thanks for joining me, the 2 marks, as always. Thank you, guys.
Nice
Big up,
one.
guys.
Thank
Please
you very
subscribe to these guys. Fantastic.
make sure-
work.
And these guys.
Yeah,
These
make
They're
sure you
nice guys.
subscribe to these boys up there. And can I just do a little plug, Nige, if that's all right with you? We know you are the inventor of the breakfast show, but as discussed with you, we've come up with the breakfast brunch, which on the days that you're on will follow your show, and on the days it's not, it's 9:30 a.m. to see the sheriff in his pajamas. Happy days.
That's
So
what.
then,
Nice.
What?
9:30 a.m. for the breakfast brunch. We will be on tomorrow morning.
Sheriff in his undies.
That's it.
So
Thank
You
you.
definitely don't want to see that.
that's worth tuning in itself. And,
Guys,
Dan,
guys, I just want to say, big up, Nige, running the show tonight. Fantastic
Yeah,
job,
well
man.
done, Nige.
I really enjoyed it. It
Thanks,
made a change, yeah. Gave me a lot more talking time. So, yeah, big you up, man. And the two Marks, as always, thanks so much for coming on. Subscribe to them if you haven't. Subscribe to Nige. If you haven't subscribed to me, subscribe to me as well. Big up to everybody in the chat who's been here with us the whole show with all your comments. Fantastic stuff. And, yeah, big game at the weekend. Let's hope we get Eze over the line. And and that transfer window does not end, and we keep pushing for more. We need to demand more. Keep demanding it, guys. Yeah, because we deserve it as a fan base. Yeah, we want Spurs to have a fantastic season. So look, Levy and the board, just please deliver us what we need. And guys, as well, I'm heading over to Spurs Kings TV. I'll put in a redirect. So yeah, go and join us over there at 10 o'clock. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. And we will see you next week for more Beyond the Lane. And yeah, guys, I will end it with, come on, you Spurs.